Hello everybody, my name is Kenny, and today we're going to learn about how plant cells work. We're going to take a journey into the light and dark reactions in the chloroplast. That's an organelle inside the plant which helps turn sunlight into energy. Inside the chloroplast is the stroma and thylakoids. The stroma is the fluid inside the chloroplast. Do you see that red spot there? That's a single thylakoid, and that is where we're going. This is a light-dependent reaction. The reaction takes place in the thylakoid using photosystem 2, photosystem 1, the cytochrome complex, and the ATP synthase. Usually all of the functions in the thylakoid are moving really fast, but for our purposes, we're going to slow everything down for a while. Our first stop is in photosystem 2. What is happening here? We can ask this passing photon.
Hi, I am a particle of light from the sun. We enter the cell through photosystem 2, which collects light energy. This energy is used to energize electrons. Underneath the system is a water-splitting enzyme. This enzyme splits water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen and collects the released electrons from the splitting. The light energy collected from the sun is used to give the electrons more energy. These energetic electrons then move on to the first part of the electron transport chain. This is the main path of travel for electrons.
Thanks a lot for the help. The next step to the process is the cytochrome complex. This is a pump that moves ions from the stroma into the thylakoid. These ions are used later in the photosynthesis process. The electrons have now lost some potential energy from the pump and are moved through the next part of the electron transport chain to photosystem 1. Low-energy electrons go to photosystem 1 by using the transport chain. This is the second photosystem in the photosynthetic light reactions. Like photosystem 2, photosystem 1 collects light energy. This energy is used to energize the electrons so that they can produce ATP and NADPH.
In the next step of the process, the re-energized electrons are used to reduce the electron carrier NADPH plus to NADPH. When I become NADPH, I will have energy that will be used to make sugar.
That's right, NADPH. You are part of the dark reaction. We will explain that later in the journey. The creation of ADP is the final part of the light reaction. At the ATP synthase, the hydrogen ions that were separated by the water-splitting enzyme are used to add energy to ADP to make ATP. The ATP synthase acts as a channel for the hydrogen. The ions move down their electrochemical gradient and out into the stroma. When a particle moves down its electrochemical gradient, this means that it is moving from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration. This process is known as chemiosis. When the energy generated from when the ions move through, the channels turn ADP into ATP. Watch as those hydrogen ions go through the process. Now we are going to look at the dark reaction. It occurs in the stroma, which has special enzymes. The reaction begins with the binding of CO2 and RUBP. This is done with the help of rubisco, which is an enzyme. Once the two have combined, it is changed into a 6-carbon compound. This compound is unstable and immediately breaks into 6 PGA molecules. These molecules then pass by ATP and NADPH, which give up their energy that was collected in the light reaction. Once they have given up their energy, ATP and NADPH become ADP plus P and NADP plus. They return to the light reaction to receive more energy. The energized PGA molecules become PGAl/G3P molecules. After the energization process, one of the PGAl/G3P molecules leaves the reaction to create organic compounds, such as sugar. The 5 leftover PGAl/G3P molecules receive a little bit more energy from ATP to become RUBP. The cycle continues with the creation of more RUBP.
God damn it, B-Day! Let's rotate this guy. Or we could just move it. Yeah, we'll just move it. Scoot. Scoot, scoot. Okay.